Cosatu in Gauteng has voiced its concern over the rising cost of living. They met this week to find ways of fighting back. What were the outcomes? Well, I'm joined now by Cosatu Gauteng Chairperson, Amos Monyela. Good afternoon and thank you for coming through. So what does fight back look like in this situation that we are facing?
Good afternoon to Lasizwe and the viewers at home, as well as members of the Federation and all members, all workers in our province. Look, the situation, the socio-economic situation in our country is dire. So the high fuel increases, which results to the high food prices, electricity, so it has caused unbearable conditions for our people. And the Federation sat down in Gauteng and discussed as to how can we deal with these issues. And when we concluded the meeting, we concluded that we won't be able to protest hunger away, but then we need to protest to come with solutions. So part of our protest is that the main problem in our country, particularly for economic growth, is ESCOM. If energy provided to citizens and businesses in our country is provided by ESCOM in the manner in which it is doing, obviously it will create serious problems for our people in terms of job creation, in terms of high fuel increases, so we won't be able to afford. So we said we're going to protest and go to all of these ministers that we've mentioned, starting with the Minister of Mineral, and just try to provide solutions on these things. So our protest is about providing solutions on the socio-economic conditions.
That suggests, though, Mr. Monyela, that you don't believe that there are solutions that are coming from these ministers, Minister of Minerals and Energy, Mineral Resources and Energy, Minister of Finance and the Public Enterprises Minister, as well as the Minister of Labour and Employment. Are they sitting on their hands and doing nothing? I mean,
you look at the situation the country is facing and the province is facing, then you can make your own conclusion that if they're doing something, that is too little that they are doing. So that's why the Federation will want to help, as we've already always helped in terms of policy positions. The first thing that we said we need to do, we're going to talk to them about, because we think they're not listening us at NETLEC. So if we do it through a protest and give and demand that they implement the ESCOM social compact that Cosatu presented at NETLEC, which had a favorable support of a number of affiliates and number of businesses that implement the social compact, because the social compact will then be able to assist to rebuild ESCOM, to repay the debts of ESCOM. But the second thing that we look at the foreign currency reserves that our country has. In fact, the highest now, when I was checking into it, is almost 700 million. And our people are starving. You need somebody to tap into those foreign currency reserves, because they were created by workers in terms of the exports that we are doing in our country, in the mining exports.
Is that prudent? Is that advisable economically?
It is advisable. What do you do when the situation, you need radical steps to rescue the economy. As things stand, all of those ministers don't have any clue to rescue the economy. So if you go there, take a portion of the money, try to bail out the economy, go into ESCOM, bail out the consumers in terms of, probably you throw in a little bit of 60 billion in there to bail.
Tap into the foreign currency reserves and do what with that money that we've not been able to do with monies we've been borrowing? If we've been borrowing as we have over the last while, and we have not put those resources to any meaningful change that satisfies you and your members, what will tapping into the reserves do other than being a bit reckless, really?
No, I don't think it will be reckless if there's also, you put the level of accountability there. What we are saying is that put a little money in terms of cushioning on fuel, so that fuel can be a bit cheaper. When you look into the issue of fuel increases, it's a big thing. So you can give an example of a tomato. So the biggest farming in tomato is in Limpopo, ZZ2. So when there are machines, they use diesel. So whatever thing that they use there to process the tomatoes and drive them to the biggest market in Johannesburg so that it can be distributed across costs money. And that it is put into the consumers. The consumers bear the cost. So why can't we tap into that thing and be able to bail them out in terms of the portion of money, monitor it, tap into those reserves and put it, help ESCOM and put strong management and accountability in as far as ESCOM is concerned. We are guided by the Zondo Commission outcome. So there is no reason for us to be sleeping and not dealing with accountability.
Right. Lastly then, you seem to have these ministers in your crosshairs, Minister of Mineral Resources and Energy, the Minister of Finance, Public Enterprises, as well as the Minister of Labour and Employment. Why those four, and how far are you going? I heard you a few minutes ago, you were talking about suggesting solutions to them. Are you only stopping there, or are you now at the point at which many people are that are saying we've given this administration enough time to turn things around? They are simply not able to do so, and we should start seeing heads rolling.
Yeah, indeed, we need to see heads rolling. But, you know, we don't want to speak without providing solutions. We know that some of them are deadwoods. They are unable to assist us. If there are some of those who must leave cabinet.
Who's the deadwood? Who should leave
cabinet?
Cabinet?
Well, the majority of them, to be honest. If you look into the Minister of Minerals, so, I mean, the issue of fuel is residing within the Minister of Minerals and Energy. What is the minister doing currently when consumers are suffering, or the people of South Africa are suffering in the manner in which they are suffering? The Minister of Labour is responsible for making sure that there's proper legislation to make sure that there's unemployment in our country, in assisting in those things. Things are not coming on. The Minister of Public Enterprise, ESCOM, it is in your shoulder. There's load shedding on a daily basis. So business cannot prosper. Consumers cannot prosper, communities cannot do anything. So why keep such a minister in cabinet? But then we are wary of saying chase somebody out of cabinet and bring another person who's going to be the same as that. Yeah. Let's change the system. Let's take what the president of the country is saying, social compacting. We are here to make sure that we advance social compacting. Yeah. Work with workers, work with communities, work with business in order for us to be able to revive the economy.
Right. I'm completely out of time. Thank you for coming through and having this conversation with me. That's Amos Monyela, who is the Gauteng Cosatu Chairperson, weighing in on their call for action around the economic situation and the pressure that their members and South Africans in general are facing.